Good morning. It's a cold one. The tent is covered in frost. I got some frost on my sleeping quilt. When I made my coffee, I had the lid on top of the pot for the water to heat at. And just the condensation or the steam on the top of the lid, I set the lid down and it wasn't very long and it's all frozen across the lid. So it's, my water bottles are mostly frozen. It's cold. All right, I'm on trail. It's a chilly one. I got my water filter and my shirt. Oh, we got what, 18 and a half to Grand Canyon Village. And at some point today, once the sun comes out and all that, I'm gonna have to dry all my stuff out because you know that frost all over the tent and my quilt will turn to water. It's probably just a little bit damp. I did something I shouldn't have last night. I probably wouldn't have had the condensation if I would have left one of my tent doors open. I almost always leave one downwind door open for ventilation, but there was a slight breeze when I went to bed. I mean, it wasn't windy enough to move the tent, but the air was moving, and it was kind of a cold breeze, so I thought I'm gonna go ahead and shut all the doors. It'd be enough to keep the air out. Then the wind stopped, and then I got condensation and froze. But anyway, let's get to walking. Let's get to the Grand Canyon. There's about 6 of them there. I guess it was 5. It is like 9:07, so I've left camp about 3 hours and 4 minutes ago or something. I've done 9.3. It's pretty much been all dirt roads, and I think it pretty much is going to be all dirt roads. So I'm already halfway, maybe 0.1 over halfway in only 3 hours. So I should be there in plenty of time. Well, at least to the entrance of the park. Then I gotta figure out how to get to the backcountry office, which I think may be a ways away, like off trail. So I'm not really sure. I'll figure that out when I get there. But for now, I need to take my rain jacket off, and I need a snack, move some water. So as soon as I find a nice spot, I'm gonna do that. The sun is actually really hot here where I stopped at, so I went ahead and hung my tent up. I've got my quilt laying out. I pretty much have pack explosion everywhere here. That way I don't have to stop again. I may just take an extra 5 or 10 minutes here and get all my stuff dry. That way I'm good to go the rest of the day. I may have a problem I didn't realize I had. These shoes don't have that many miles on them, the ones I just got in Pine. So they're already peeling here. And look at this. The whole sole on both sides, the sole's just coming off. These things need to last me another 100 and something miles. Not much more than 100, but they're gonna have to make it. That took a little longer than I intended. Ended up being about a 35-minute stop. But I decided instead of eating snacks, it made more sense to eat my 4th lunch, because otherwise I probably wasn't gonna eat it. Because if I can keep going at the same pace, I'm gonna be at the park pretty soon, and by lunchtime. And if I'm close to the park, I'm not gonna wanna eat tortillas and pepperoni because there's restaurants. So at 9:30 in the morning, I had a pack of pepperoni and 2 spinach flavored tortillas. So far the weather's been glorious this morning. A little cool, but when I think of Arizona, I think of hot. I knew that this trail was going to be colder temps, obviously, because I'm prepared with the gear. But my goodness, I'm cold to the bone. It seems like almost every day at some point. I'm really kind of tired of the helicopter sounds. It's been pretty constant helicopter sounds all morning. I guess a lot of people do these Grand Canyon helicopter tours, but there hasn't been much time where you're not hearing helicopters somewhere in the distance. It's constant. Like in the last 30 minutes, I've probably seen 15 helicopters, like, go right over me. They're kind of starting to annoy me. It'd be fun if I was up there, but since I'm trying to walk through nature, they're just being obnoxious. Sorry about all the helicopter noise in the background if you can hear that. So I'm gonna be there by 1 o'clock. That's so loud. So I'll be there by 1, and oh my gosh, am I walking through a neighborhood? I keep wanting to tell myself, you could just get all your stuff done in a rush today and try to get a permit for tomorrow. But then I also keep thinking, I don't want to rush this. This is like the, the finale or this is like the grand prize of the AZT. So, I'm trying to convince myself that I want to stick to the dates and try to get a permit to go on Wednesday no matter what. But I don't know. I've always got this desire to go, go, go. So I have to see how it plays out. I really hope this isn't paved the rest of the way. Weird things trigger emotions. I saw a Pepsi truck go by on the road back there, and I thought, oh man, I want a soda. I want a Coke. And then I thought, oh, my days of drinking soda are almost over again. I only drink soda on trail. And when I get up here, we'll be at like mile 797 or 798, depending on where we're at. And that's like right at 100 from the end. Excuse me, 697. 797 is the end. So we're getting close to not being soda drinkers anymore. Not that I drink it very often on trail, but I do like to get it when I go to town. And the other thing, speaking of miles, right before I cross under the road, I was thinking, man, this is the first time my legs are actually starting to feel sore. That's the first time in weeks, maybe even on this trail, that I really felt like sore legs. And then I was thinking, when I get up here, I will have done 110 miles in 3.5 days. That's probably why my legs are sore. I'm ready to get here though. Ready to get figured out what I'm doing. And I don't know, part of me hopes that they say, sorry, you can go tomorrow, but not the next day. So I can hurry up and get all my stuff done today and get into the canyon tomorrow. But there's really no need for that. There's no need for me to get done one day earlier. I'll already probably get done 5 or more days quicker than I anticipated when I started. Maybe even a week or more. And I don't know, I might as well just take my time and enjoy the Grand Canyon. It's all going to depend on what they tell me for permits. Well, we just entered the Grand Canyon National Park. We still got a few miles to go, but we're officially in the boundaries. I just sat down in the shade there to move some water around and filter some when the girl came by with those horses. I have my thumb out like this. I didn't have the candy in there though. And she started laughing and she like gave me a big thumbs up. And I said, no, I'm hitchhiking. She said, well, it won't be very comfortable. You're welcome to jump on this horse behind me. I was tempted. But I can't break these dang footsteps now. So this is kind of cool. I caught the girl on the horses and she's back behind me now. She's doing the Arizona Trail. So I assume she like worked at the park or something when I first saw her. But she said she's been going since Mexico and she takes 2 days off every week for the horses to rest. She said she wants to make sure her horses don't lose any weight. And yeah, so she was excited as well to be getting close to the end. This paved walkway like makes you feel like you're getting close, but then you're just on it forever. And it hurts my feet. Oh, so bad. I'm 0.9 from where I get off of the AZT red line to go towards all the stuff. So from the red line to the backcountry office, it looks like it's maybe a little over 1.5 miles. But then the campground is somewhere else. And then the map looks like the restaurant and the market is somewhere else. And they're all probably at least 1 mile apart. So once I get the permit thing figured out, I'm gonna have to be a little strategic about when I go where to minimize all the back and forth. There is supposed to be some kind of bus system like that's free on the south rim that takes you to like the visitor center, the market, the restaurants, the like all the different places. And I think there's one of the bus lines must go to a bunch of the overlooks in that, which maybe I'll look into doing that tomorrow if everything works out and I have the day off tomorrow. I'm following my map trying to find this backcountry place. I think I'm still a good ways away, but I sure hope these roads connect like it looks like they do on the map, because I'm like way back into the infrastructure. There's a bunch of big buildings, the vehicles. This is like the bus depot. Another big building over here. I don't know what that is. Man, my feet are hurting so bad, all this asphalt road walking. You've got to be kidding me. I got down here to these big buildings and the road dead ends. And now, far out shows me way off track. I'm going back the way I came. Far out has me not on a road at all and has roads on both sides of me. I thought it was just off when I came the other way. But my goodness, who knows? This road doesn't look new, so I wouldn't think that the map's outdated. All right, I was frustrated there for a few minutes, but probably 2 extra miles out of the way. But I'm in the right place now. Should be there within 30 minutes, I hope. I'll film while there's not many cars, but there's been a good bit of traffic, and I have to be doing something wrong, because there's no reason why we should all be like walking on this road with no sidewalk or anything this far. I don't know if people normally go up all the way around and then take the shuttles backwards. I mean, I don't know. This is the only way that makes sense. This thing's just hanging out right here, not paying me any attention. There's another one right there. And then on the other side of the road, there's one right here. And there's another little one up there somewhere. So you can barely see it through there. The sign says this is a residential area. So I'm assuming this is where like Grand Canyon employees all live. They're all the exact same. Okay, I think this is the Backcountry Information Center. Finally here. and I wish I would have been done already and got on that ride. I don't know where it's going. I just want to walk. Okay, I got the permit for what I wanted, so all is well. Actually, I haven't even looked at it. I just assumed he gave me the right thing. I folded it up and put it in my pocket. The guy was, we knew some people in common. He had hiked the AT in 21, so I just been in there talking to him. And now I'm just standing here waiting for this bus. Apparently the bus comes every 15 minutes and it makes its rounds. So the next place I'm gonna head to is like the village where there's food and figure that stuff out, because I guess I'm not in a big hurry for anything now that I have today and tomorrow before I gotta leave. Okay, I loitered in there for a long time. I charged my stuff for a while, but I still need to do more charging. I ate, and then they were getting rid of the pretzels, so I got a pretzel. I just met 2 other hikers. They said they've already been over the campground. They said they think there's like 10 people over there. I'm gonna go in here and resupply just to get that done and then make my way over there. They said they think the showers and laundry close at 7. So I'm gonna try to get all that done quick. All right, I have resupplied now. Wow, this is a really steep hill. I shouldn't have turned the camera on while I was starting down this. So I've resupplied. It was fairly pricey. Some of the good like pro bars were $5 a piece. I got a couple, but mostly I found cheaper stuff. Like that's some packs of nuts for $1.50. They had some stuff that was a good deal. I did find shoe goo to fix my shoes. You know, it's supposed to be all clean and the temperature's supposed to be just so. No, that's gonna be how it's supposed to be, but hopefully this will still hold. I had to pay like $12.99 for this, but I've got to have these shoes working. So the other thing, I have seen a ton of hikers that I've never seen before. The one couple said they stayed just at a hotel, like at Tuyasan or whatever it is, last night. So I don't know if some of these people like just did a short day here and stayed at the last town, or I don't really know. But I know I'm working on trying to check some stuff off the list. It's like 4:30, and one of the hikers told me if you just cut through the woods here, there's a trail and it goes right to the campground. So I think there's gonna be quite a few people over there. There's 2 sites that they let us use, but then you're just gonna kind of crowd in. So I'm probably gonna go see what I gotta do to check in and then get set up and then try to get shower and laundry done, which I think closes at 7. So that is the plan. All right, laundry is done, shower is done, I'm in clean clothes. Pretty much all the chores are done. I even got videos all uploaded through yesterday, so that's great. Let's see, there's 5 of us just hanging out in the laundromat because there's places to charge our stuff, and Tripod Sprinkles got here. Tripod ran over and got us all beers, so I'm having a Bonehouse Brewing Carbide Light Blonde Ale. There's a bunch of people at this hiker-biker campsite over there. I don't know how many. My tent's up though, so I got a spot. It's gonna be tight quarters, but it is what it is. It's kind of chilly and it's gonna be dark soon. So I'm here at mile like 697.2. So I have like exactly 100 miles to the end. I'm gonna be zeroing here tomorrow, and we're gonna be doing the whole touristy thing at the Grand Canyon, and then we will go into the canyon the next day. So have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.